Dr. Hicks, I don't have to tell you that I believe that we're in the most dangerous time, arguably, in our lifetime. It's the greatest threat. The United national security comes from China and Russia. That won't change just because we've got a new administration. The 2018 National Defense Strategy, and I think of all the things that qualify you for this, I think the fact that you are one of the 12 authors of this is most significant, because these 12, 6 Democrats, 6 Republicans, all experts in the field, drafted this document that we have used since 2018. If we are serious about the security of our nation, and I believe that you are, we must ensure a strong national defense that will deter China and Russia. Our other top order of business must be making sure our troops have the resources they need to achieve this strategy. Over the past decade, as a result of the Budget Control Act and sequestration, the U.S. military has lost $550 billion of planned spending, readiness plummeted, short-sighted cuts across the Pentagon drove talented service members to leave and rendered Pentagon civilians unable to conduct critical oversight activities. As you pointed out when you helped put together the National Defense Committee report, and I'm quoting from it now, civilian voices have been relatively muted on issues at the center of the U.S. defense and the national security policy, undermining the concept of civilian control. Modernization has put on hold while our adversaries rapidly jumped out ahead of us in developing technologies like hypersonics and artificial intelligence to exploit our vulnerabilities. I think maybe the only one old enough to remember, but ever since World War II, we've been in a position to say that we really had essentially the best of everything, and that ceased to be true. And we know what happened during the Obama administration, because I know you were active there, but we actually dropped our military funding by 25% during the last 5 years of that administration, which would have been from 2010 to 2015. So that modernization was on hold. For decades, we starved investments in our nuclear weapons and infrastructure. In stark contrast, China and Russia expanded their stockpiles, building thousands of additional missiles to threaten the United States and our allies. In fact, during that time, the 5-year period that I referred to, China actually increased their activity by some 83%, while we had dropped ours 25%. The 2018 NDS and several years of stable funding, we were on the course correction we needed. Our military has started to recover, but still a long ways to go. President Biden must replace the $550 billion of defense funding cut by sequestration, and Congress will need to work with him to do so. This investment is a down payment required to maintain our position against China and Russia over the next several decades. It will give our military leaders the predictability and certainty that they've asked for time and time again in this very room. Working with the soon-to-be chairman, I will continue to fight for this. And look, Dr. Hicks, our nation needs strong civilian leadership at the Pentagon. You and Secretary Austin must tackle these problems head on, and if we hope to preserve and defend our way of life, we can't afford to backslide. This will be my last meeting to actually chair, and the chairmanship will go to Senator Reed after this. Senator Reed.
Well, thank you very